Good morning, everyone. How are you today? So I wanted to talk a little bit this morning before we get into the cards about self-isolation and the importance of it. So I've seen a lot of posts this morning on people looking at the numbers of people that have the virus right now and what's going on in our communities. And I can tell you personally, the numbers they're posting are the people that they've tested. And they're not testing everyone, because most people, when they get this virus, will just have some mild symptoms and it'll be gone in a few days. It's the ones that are at risk that they're testing. I have a story to share with you on how this is impacting my family right now. So my son has been home in isolation for a week. He's an apprentice mechanic. He works at a place that mostly does oil changes, but they do some other things. And good morning, Carmen. Recently, I don't even know which day it was, but this man came into his place for an oil change, and they've been instructing their customers to stay in their vehicles so that they reduce the risk of any type of infection or contamination. Good morning, Doris. So this one customer came in for an oil change, and he refused to stay in his vehicle and got out and was coughing, and then starts telling everyone how he just returned from a trip to Portugal and he was there for a wedding, and he's coughing and they're telling him to get back in his vehicle. He wouldn't listen. So now 2 of the employees at this place are sick. We've been in contact with public health. My son has been sick for a week now, and he's at home, and we're all in self-isolation now. And public health is not testing him. They said he doesn't meet the criteria. They said if his symptoms get worse, that he needs to go and get tested at that point, but he has to call them first. And she said the whole family has to stay in isolation for 10 to 14 days, which is what we're doing now. So I've had a sore throat for a few days, and this morning I wake up and I feel like I have a cold or something going on. So I really want to talk about the importance of protecting ourselves and others so that we're not spreading this. Most of us will get a cold, will be sick for a few days and be fine. The ones that are at risk are the ones that could potentially lose their life over this. And we want to try and reduce and minimize this risk wherever we can, which is why isolating ourselves is so important. Good morning, Allison. So today I'm going to do this, and then I'm going offline probably for the day. I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm just going to take some time for me. But I am here if anyone's struggling and needs to talk to someone. So self-isolation is so important for people right now. We want to protect those people that have to work. We want to make sure their work environments are as safe as they can be. So if we can do our small part by staying home, let's do that. Because this has a ripple effect on everyone. So it's not just about us. It's about everyone around us and making sure that we keep them safe. And those of you that are well, or you've done your quarantine, I wanted to do a shout out. I was going to start volunteering at Start Me Up Niagara. So Start Me Up Niagara is in downtown St. Catharines, and they are running out of the cold programs right now. So they're running breakfast programs and dinner programs, and most of their volunteers are seniors, so they are staying home and not able to volunteer. So they're in desperate need of volunteers to help out. So if anyone is available, the minute I'm better, I'm going to be back doing that. But they really need the help. These are our vulnerable people in our community, the ones that really need our support. So if anyone is able to do that, that would be amazing. So now I'm going to get into today's cards. And I see 2 themes going on here. One is about ourselves and what we can do. The other is about appreciation and forgiveness. So understanding we are here to live our life, excuse me, and we need to appreciate others for who they are. So the first card that comes up is exactly that. we can't learn other people's lessons in life for them. We can send them love, we can support them, but they must do the work themselves, and they won't do it until they're ready. So being able to appreciate who they are, we all have different perceptions of things in our life, and our perceptions are based on our experiences. And this card actually, the first thought that popped into my head is how we can't, that others will do work when they're ready and we can't force them to, is my parents. My parents were both alcoholics, and no matter what we did, we could never convince them that they needed to stop drinking. And they unfortunately both passed to their 50s, but I still loved them, I still appreciated them, and never understood their struggles. I tried really hard not to judge them. So being able to understand, like, people need our love, they need our support, but we can't fix everything for them. The next card falls right in line with this, and it is not my work to control others. So knowing that, I'm going to read the card to you first. Trying to limit anybody about anything defies the law of the universe. It cannot be done. You cannot control others, excuse me, but you can control and create your own reality. So this is about us. We can't control anyone, but we can be the example. And one of the thoughts that came into my mind when I see this, good morning, Joanne, and you're welcome, about not controlling others and us being the example. So I think of our children. So our children, we'll tell them things 1,000,000 times on what they should do, what they shouldn't do. But you know what they're going to do? Good morning, Kathy. They are going to follow what we do. So we set the example by our actions, the things we do, which is one of the reasons I, in my coaching practice, reach out to adults. When we talk about self-care and mindfulness, my thoughts and goals around this are to teach adults about mindfulness. And when I do, and they're practicing these things, their children are going to follow. So it's really important for us to know that we are the example, and we need to be that in everything we do. The next one, and this card falls in line, sorry, rough boarding, is about forgiveness heals. So forgive yourself and others. Let go of the old story. Release any guilt and blame. Everyone is doing the best they can, and this includes you. Kickstart the healing process by surrendering all judgment and hurt. Your health and happiness will thank you. And this is a really important reminder. When we hold on to anger and judgment over others, we're actually harming ourselves. So not all people we can feel are worthy of forgiveness, but that's a judgment on them. We don't know why they react the way they do. So many people react out of fear instead of love because of their lives and the things they have been through. So it's important for us not to hold on to that hurt, that anger, that pain. We need to find healthy ways to release it, and forgiving ourselves is part of that. Sometimes we need to forgive things that have happened and understand that maybe there's some experience there that we'll use in the future. I like to call it our earthly education, and we don't always know that. So for us, sorry, I have notifications popping up on my screen. So being able to forgive ourselves and send forgiveness out to others, understanding that their perception creates their reality as ours does for us, and understanding that they're reacting based on their perception, their reality, their experiences, and most of the time it has nothing to do with us. And I find that often when I'm working with clients, especially as a psychic medium when I'm doing readings, Spirit will often come in and confirm with my clients that the stuff they're holding on to, the things their parents may have said to them or the way they treated them, actually had nothing to do with that person. It was the struggles that was going on in the person that was behaving that way. Part of forgiveness and part of healing, this card from my angel deck is called the God Box. And it says, write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container. You can call it a God box, you can call it whatever you want, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So I often tell people, I don't know if you believe in angels, I do. I see their work every day. And the funny part is the other card that came up was Earth Angel. But our angels are here to help us. You can Google and search about miraculous things angels do for others. I've seen their work myself. So I love to talk about this, but our angels are always there. And sometimes there are loved ones who are in spirit. Sometimes they're angels that are assigned to us, and they're waiting to help us. We just need to ask. So being able to either write your worries down, you can talk to your angels, talk in your head, you can journal, ask them for help, and watch for the signs because they're there. One of the big signs that a lot of people are always seeing are consistent numbers. So whether you see 1111 or 1010, I like to Google those numbers because I find when I do that, the messages change all the time. So, and I like to pay attention to those. But it's confirmation that whatever it is you're thinking about or doing at that moment, confirmation that you're on the right path. The next one, these cards are my fun cards now for us. More inspirational. I'm feeling horrible this morning, and one of the first cards I drew was Death and Magic. And I thought, oh no. And I laughed. The Death and Magic card is really about us letting go of the things that no longer serve us in life. We all hold on to baggage. And when we can let go of those things, we can open up doors to new amazing things that we can allow into our lives. This is a time for us that instead of reacting in fear, what about opportunity? Opportunity for us to do things or try things we've never done before. And this is where the other cards all come in as well. My butterfly deck card was join in. So joining in is about finding things that you're interested in. And there are so many online, there's so many amazing groups out there. If you have interests in things, go find them. In your Facebook search, just type something you're interested in, and I think you can go over and click on groups, and it will bring up different groups out there. And if there's something that interests you, you can join those. I have so many friends. Most of my friends on Facebook are, excuse me, other entrepreneurs. And they have groups set up to help people and do all kinds of things. So if there's interest out there, that's a great way to learn more information about things. And I mean, the internet, we have so many opportunities through YouTube videos, through Pinterest, through Instagram. I'm still learning. But there's so many things. Get out there and online and look. Or maybe there's a craft or hobby you started before and you kind of packed it away somewhere because life got busy. Figure out what it is and spend some time. The next card is creativity. Time for us to shut down our overthinking left brains and open up our right brain and get creative. I wish I had I made these little signs last year. One of the things I found is I always said I wasn't an artist, I wasn't artistic or any of that. But getting creative, last year I went and bought paints for myself. And I found these little ceramic tiles that we had as we were clearing out clutter. And I just took paint out one day. And it was actually so freeing, so relaxing, and calming. So, I mean, I've sold one, which it's not the whole purpose of me even doing it. It was about, it allowed me to release, to heal, to grow, and get creative. And when we're creative, it kind of brings us into our inner child and connects us with ourselves. So being able to do those things. So I have a whole bunch of stuff here that I might actually just take some time and do this week. The last card is from my Goddess Power, and this is about potential. And what I'm being guided to tell you about potential is we all have it. We have experiences in our lives that cause us to have a lack mindset. So for me, when I was just talking about how I'm not artistic, well, that's something that I believe because of experiences in my life. Doesn't mean I'm not, but because I tell myself that story, that's going to be my perception. So unless I can change that, I'm going to keep that lack in my life. So it's all about understanding our potential because it's unlimited. We can do whatever it is we want. And now is an opportunity for those of us that are self-isolating. It's an opportunity for us to figure out what it is that motivates us, what it is that we enjoy in life, and get back to the basics and doing those kinds of things. I've found I've been kind of distracted the last few days. Actually, yesterday I woke up and thought it was Monday, but it was Tuesday, and I had a meeting Tuesday night, and then I was panicking because I thought it was Monday, and then I left because I thought, what a way to wake up and not even know what day it is. Like, it was, to me, it was amazing and really funny. Because we're that lost. I'm always so stuck to my schedule. Thankful that I have my phone and it has the date on it because I probably wouldn't know what today was. So take some time today and really think about your potential, your unlimited potential. If you could do anything in the world that you wanted to do, what would it be? Maybe even journal about it or write about it, research it. There's so much out there that we can do. The other thing I wanted to mention today is I also work for Spiritual Niagara, and Spiritual Niagara is a community of holistic and spiritual people that offer services in the region. But there's also a few thousand followers in that group. And one of the things we're doing, what the biggest complaint I'm getting from people about being online right now is they're seeing so much negativity. And it's hard for people. If you're struggling and you're anxious, you're going offline now because you don't want to see the negativity in your newsfeed. If you go into your search bar and type the hashtag love over fear, it will bring up a whole bunch of positive things. And we are doing this to create that positivity for people. People need a safe place to go where they can find that calmness. And social media has its good and bad. So being able to bring that good to people is something that we are all passionate about. And if you're sharing positive things, hashtag in and all you need to do is type the # and with it write love over fear. And people can go and see that when they're struggling and they need some positive inspiration. So I'm going to leave that with you for today. I'm here if you need to reach out, if you need anyone to talk to, feel free, and have an inspiring day. Thank you.